Hi, it's Chris, and welcome back to the seat. What do we have on the show today? Today I'm wearing the microphone, so I hope the audio is gooder. What do we have today? Well, we got a letter from Mr. Kevin G. out of Michigan, and something really special. He reached out to me on email, Discord, social media, Facebook Messenger, something. I forget, I have a lot of contact ways, and he says, hey, I recapped my 3000 and now it doesn't work. Can you take a look at it? I'm like, sure, you know. And he says, I got something
really nice.
And he says, for doing so, for taking a look at this and hopefully fixing it, I'm going to gift you something that you need for your 3000 UX. And before we get into this box, I'm going to read you a note and show you something cool. This little box and this box. If you know what this is, you know I've been looking for this for a long time. And this is a boxed unit. This is a Commodore A3070 SCSI tape drive for the 3000. And it even comes with a bunch of tapes way back. Now, please note, these tapes are bad. What do you mean bad? They've been sitting in a box for 30-something years. Right, but if you remember my video on the UX, I'm just going to tilt this and show you. She's in the box, and very good setup. I'm going to put this carefully down, and this is some other stuff. These tapes are labeled Backup of System 2, 6th of March, 1994. Has Workbench 1.3 at 1.08 megs, PC DOS at 5 megs, and 74 megs of System 2. 3 hard drives, Work, DH2, DH5. This is 16th of May, 1995. Another backup. Recovery, 96. 1993. 2001 backup, OS 3.9. 97, same backup. 95, 93, 2001, A3000, 98, and 95. So, Mr. Kevin had a bunch of backups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 backups of his machine. I think his data was pretty safe. However, these DC6150 tapes, the belt rides under tension to turn the wheels, and over time this belt deteriorates, stretches, and if you were to run it, it would just ingest the belt and ruin the tape, what's left of it. But, put this down. What you can do is use the Plastibands. Oh, there's one more tape here. 96, Workbench 3.1. And a data recovery handbook from one of the tapes with a little tag that says how important to back up your machine is. Anyway, the belts run out. On the UX video, you saw how I put a Plastiband, which is a plastic rubber band type thing, and that fixes it. I'm trying to keep an eye on these microphones because these batteries just die. So, the note says, hi, Dr. Chris, or how do you like the novel and packing material? It was in an extremely large box, and I got a free pillow out of it. There's a pillow that was packed on top of, along with a bunch of packing material, and I thank you. And the pillow didn't look like my pillow in my bedroom that looks like an old Civil War bandage, a brand new pillow. Hi, Dr. Chris. Well, I finally got everything together to send to you. The box is pretty heavy since it has that A3070 tape drive and 10 or so tapes. Erase them and use them if they are still good. I should have erased them before I started doing repairs on my 3000, but after my repairs, it wouldn't boot. This package also includes a 2 megabyte Micron card, working 2 meg board out of a old 2000. Doesn't have any need in the 3000. So 2 megabytes. A Supra SCSI card, whoops, with a old Supra ROM, Supra SCSI card, a non-working Amiga 500 trapdoor card that I thought you could use the RAM or parts since it doesn't work in my 500s. There's also a PCM CIA card and a cable. It's too wide to fit in my 1200. It never been used. I purchased it new somewhere around 2010 for a PC laptop. It has a Centronics 50 on it on the dongle with its unique cable. That is wild. You will notice that one cap is older than the one I could get soldered to the board. Rather than cause more damage, I sought your help. I'm hoping that it might be a quick fix. Before I started my repairs, it was working perfectly. Had a Zulu SCSI, 16 gig compact flash card, and a secondary boot device on my Buddha controller. I actually got a 64 gig SSD drive working on the Buddha as well. The one thing I noticed on the SCSI bus is that when I try to copy large amounts of data from one drive to another, it chokes and crashes and causes a reboot. Is this an indication that I need a new DMAC? I just watched the video you did on the Amiga Super DMAC and was hoping I could get in touch with someone to get a list to purchase one of these special replacements. Hopefully you can get it for under $125. Yep, that's about the going rate, and it's Stefan at scsi.me or amiga.technology. I'll put that in the description, and I believe it's in the description of the Super DMAC video. After viewing all of your videos you have produced, I am sure that my 3000's problems will not be a great challenge. Ship the motherboard back to me at the following, and if you let me know how much the shipping cost is for return, I can probably do something about that at that time. Thanks for your help in advance, Mr. Kevin in Michigan. P.S. If you have any questions, just email me or text me. It isn't too late in the evening. I will be happy to get back. I'm happy as long as it comes back in working order. I like my other Amigas, but the 3000 is the one I use the most. Very cool. So, Mr. Kevin, first off, thank you very much for even considering me as the current custodian of this 3070 tape drive and the SCSI card, RAM board, PCM CIA SCSI, and these backup tapes. I greatly, greatly appreciate it. Let's get your 3000 board out, which I just happen to have right here. The original box was slightly larger than this entire table. So, letter opener.
That's a knife.
And we're just going to cut the tape and slide her off the packaging. Amiga 3000, thank God. Rev 8.9. Very clean, as you can see by the glare. Battery has already been Battery has already been 2032 celled. We have inside her Fat Gary 02, Super DMAC 04. You don't need the Super DMAC because you have a super rare Super DMAC 04 in this board already. You have the original chip, which the re-Super DMAC was modeled after. You're good. This is the rarest unicorn on the face of the earth, second to the Amber. I would say this is more rare than an Amber. Super DMAC 04s, I offered a fella $700 US for his, and he said no. The problem with a non-working board is, hey, where's the crusty part? As you've seen by my numerous 3000 videos, it's just a weirdness of where the damage is where you start to look. Denise, Paula, Agnes, crust, but she's beautiful. Battery was pulled long ago before any damage looks like it was done, and everything is intact. Let's get it on the bench and take a peek closer up. So here we are on the bench. I grabbed the 3000 daughter board because you kind of need that. Prism bracelets on the old foot. If it's after the recap, probably a capacitor touched a line, a ground is touching something, but we're going to look over it. This is a great specimen. It looks really clean. 1, 2 fuses in the back. Look unburnt. Diode 1, diode 2, 12 volt, negative 12 volt rail. Amber, everything looks normal. Denise, I mean, it's clean, it hasn't been touched, minus the capacitors have been done. So, what we'll do is we'll look over those. Can't see a thing. So, this above Ramsey, you're going to notice right here. Slice. And a stab, stab, stab. And your hole isn't filled. A lot of these are just not filled. No big deal. Happens because of weak soldering iron and very strong, very strong ground plane. So we're going to keep that in mind as we continue to look. That's above the Ramsey. And oh, by the way, there you go. Look at that girl.
Daddy?
Super DMAC 04. Very rare. Very nice. One of the best. So much so, I like them so much, I bought a couple of them. So these are the 04 reclones, and we get super DMACs. But Chris, I thought you put them in your 3000. I did. I keep buying them, because get them while you can. Let's see what we got on the bottom, because lift up or skirt, they tell a different story. Have to go over every single one of these. Here's an example of a unfilled hole. See it? How it's not filled. We have some open scratches on the bus line. Piece of metal across the Denise pin. Agnes had a dot of something on it. Alright, I found your issue.
Bend over and I'll show you.
Oh my god. Okay, so kudos for doing your recap. First off, this is Gary right here. This guy's Gary. We'll just focus on this first. So above Gary, this is your power rail. This is a brake. Maybe you can see it. Maybe you can't. Let me try and zoom this thing in. Oh, there we go. So first you can see right here, we got a burn and a brake. Fa-pow, fa-pow. And then we got a massive burn right here. Right through the data bus. That's okay. Over this way. Oh, then we got this brake right here. And right here, that's, I don't know what that is, but...
That thing had 9 lives. She just spent them all.
Yep. So that's something. We're not done. Right here, you can see that we have a broken line right here, and this has been broken right here, and this data line is cut, and this is broken too. And that's power rail Gary, which is very important to get running. You can see the wire, pow, busted and facing opposite directions. This, I don't know what happened here. Something happened. Right here, burnt to the fiberglass. There's a via exposed. This is busted data line right here. And there we go. Continuing on, this is Ramsey. We have a blown out line, possibly a touch, or I don't know, I can't see that well. There's a piece of metal right here. You can see bridging 2 pins of the DMAC. CPU bus Kel connector looks okay. That's just so far. 6 or 7 blown out traces, capacitors that need to come out and be redone. So I have to pull the caps out, fix the data line, put a new cap in, and test continuity between the points. There may be a few wires on this girl now because of this damage. Closest point, I always try to do the closest point. And you have blue wire as your choice this time because that's all I have left. It will take me a little bit of time because of the level of work. You know, for a while I've been using my JOYALENSE Microscope to the point where my eyeballs are getting pretty bad with my old age, and you know, we have a limited market of people doing Amiga repairs, and I try to do the free pairs as much as I can. Some of the AGA chips are just like out of this world in cost, and I can't do everything, but I will get to the point where I can tell the owner, hey, you need this. You might have seen a 4,000 here and there, or a 1,200 that I can't fix due to the overwhelming cost of, like, let's say an Alice chip or something like that. Normally I will try to always buy them, but Mr. Raj at anallogic.uk co whatever loves to just me, even though I am probably one of his customers that purchases a lot. I buy a lot from the guy, and I live in the USA, and I still get charged VAT. Why are you doing that? And 50, 60 bucks to ship something this big in a cellophane bag. But anyway, I can't fix everything, but at least I can fix it to the point where I can say, hey, you need this chip, and then you'll be good. Or you need some special RAM that I don't have. Mainly a 1200 that just came through. Don't know where it came from. Its story, it worked last time I used it a couple years ago. And I can't be tossing out thousands of dollars in chips for free. I'll let the owner know. He was cool with that. I did fix the 600. There was nothing really wrong with that, just a checkup. But this should be no problem. I need some help with the eyeballs. So I, in anticipation of this repair, got myself another JOYALENSE microscope. And what we're going to do is we're going to hook that up to HDMI. It's supposed to be HDMI 4K, a 4K digital microscope. And we're going to check that out right now. This is long overdue. This is a larger 4K digital microscope from JOYALENSE. JOYALENSE is a company that I've dealt with in the past because I just have great luck. I always go with a Chinese company because they can offer more features than a name brand. And these guys are just knocking it out of the park. I started off with an Anden Star I got off of Banggood. It's okay, wives. Banggood.com. It's like a Chinese eBay. It's $100. Mr. Keith in Canada told me about that site, and I ordered that one. Then we went with JOYALENSE the next time, and this has Anden Star scope. It's my Amazon receipt, but it says JOYALENSE 4K 60 HDMI digital microscope, 64 megapixel soldering microscope for station. For electronics repair, blah blah, 4K 60, and my shipping number, so you don't need that. So here it is. Wow, why'd you buy this one when you already had a microscope that did HDMI out? Number one, 4K. Number two, big 10-inch screen. You know the ladies like the 10 inchers. It has a wide plate. My other JOYALENSE, sorry for stealing this video spotlight, but this will be the section of the video where you get something new. My other plate was too small. I couldn't really move it around. I was limited to about that much room on the microscope. This one has a bigger plate. Allow me to move way more. And that's why I went with this one. Massive build plate. I love this. I can put screws in here, flip up to put parts in as you're working on something. That's cool. The important pickle in the room is this. The HDMI interface. Usually means you're not going to see anything on here. It's dual. It does both at the same time. That is awesome. Let's look at the 3000's daughter board. Okay, there we go. Number one, holy crap, that is incredible. Blows my other JOYALENSE away. This looks incredible in itself. It's big enough for me to work on. But seeing that in its own deal is even better. Batteries are not included. AAA times 2. Let's check the interrupter of the day real quick. Today's interrupter is brought to us by Mr. Kevin. Thank you for keeping me up to date on the repairs. I guess the solder sucker I used was a little hot and my skills are quite rusty. No worries, we'll get her all sorted. I got a new microscope we're going to use on her. I'm going to focus you guys in on the old monitor. Here's a burn galore. I will also need to pull up Sprint layout on the screen so I can trace out what we got and what we're doing. And alright, so this is C105 on there and on Sprint. So we'll pull up the ground plane here. What I'm worried about is the data line. We have 3 data lines. This first one right here is our culprit, and that is a biggin. So we're going to bust out our continuity checker, which is my iWalmart digital meter from Everstart. Put it on the continuity and test to make sure you're beeping before you go plowing out and realizing that your negative just didn't plug in all the way. This to this is broke. The clarity of this microscope when I focus it is incredible. These guys down here, I use, this is reverse video. It's great for seeing how much you obliterated something. And in this case, you can clearly see the pad right here and the solder to it. So we did get a little bit of heat in this line, but it didn't damage it enough. I'm going to clean this line with Hooper's Hooch and a cotton swab. You'll see some wetness on the screen and some goofy material, but that's just what I'm cleaning. It's just alcohol on a reverse video and some dirt you'll see. Just cleaning it up. Oh, sorry for the pubes there. And then we're going to use lungs in a can, aka electronics duster from Walmart. Got Mona's toothbrush, dipped it in the toilet before I started using it. So reverse video, regular mode. I just saw that like literally pop onto that cap. There's a small bump right here. I'm going to take a red marker out of my Y-Files lizard people, and I'm just going to mark this with a circle. Circle means it's okay for me. C107 got shot with a shotgun.
Jesus Christ.
Massive burn, drag, total break here. This is hopefully okay, but probably gone. This, I don't know, probably gone right here. So we got 1, 2, 3 breaks on here to check out. And that is right here near the internal external, right here near the internal external jumpers. And I can wiggle this cap free, but I'm not worried about the cap. I'm worried about the data lines that it broke. On the other side of the cap, I just have a little via ring near the CPU. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pins in straight up. All right. Okay, so I have the first point selected on the thing, and it goes to U709, 4th pin down. It's not a PAL. 4th pin down. Broken! I'm looking at the damage on the bottom, then I have to flip it over to the top to trace the line out for the circuit to figure out where it goes. Here's the thing, and here's what it looks like in negative. Oh my! We can see the splatterhouse of damage. You can see the broken bits. So I'm going to flip her into normal first, squirt her down, and let's see if we can clean it up. We'll just brush it. I just like, that's not my hair. I don't have any hair. I want to be careful of this line. Oh my God, there's nothing left. This is fiberglass. There's nothing left of this line. It's been totally erased from existence. There's nothing to even put the leg to.
Shit.
That's broken. That doesn't exist. But what is this? What is this up here? I think it just went straight across. Be great if it went to that point right there, but it doesn't. Now we know why it's not working. Oh, look at this. And that's the wire. That's the wire that goes through right there. Double check myself. Yep. Alright. So I gotta run a wire. I'm gonna scrape this away. Just the solder mask on top. You'll see it get nice and bright. And now I know where it's at. You can see it nice and bright there. Thin piece of wire here. Fill that with solder. Boop. There's your, for comparison, under a microscope, looking at a 4K monitor, and I'm looking at the screen. So that's one side. She just simply needs to go over here, which seems like a long way, but it's not. It's literally one crusty finger length away. There we go. Bonded and on a circle now. I ran it around the mess right here. Even if I was able to fold this on top of this, somehow flick this back over, right? Even if I could bond that, this is all copper ground plane and it's going to touch the line. So I need to take it back like this and forward. Well, this one doesn't matter because, oh my God. See how it's into the data line now? So it's all ground together. So I have to clear this line. So even though the blue replaces that line, and you're thinking that looks crazy big, but look at my finger. It's that long. It's that long. So you saw me scraping it, and the reason I'm scraping it is the damage from the solder removal went into the ground plane. This was then touching that. So I had to pull that broken line back And the other side of this here, I had to pull away from that ground plane just so I have raw nothingness exposed again. Peeling that circuit back. So it's not touching the ground plane, grounding out what I just did. And you're thinking that's splatter? Nope, that is all ground plane. Micro chisel. I have to pull this out of there. Oh, there we go. So this line is also broken because this is gouged through it, and I need to fix that line. I need to find out what that line is. Oh, it's too soon. Check this out. It's just crap. On the bottom here, it was just some crap. The line is okay. I'm going to continuity test it, but I saw some goop and I was just scratching at it. And yeah, it looks like it's there. There's like parts on here that are still questionable. All right, be back in a sec. Crap, that took forever. Sorry about that. Well, for you don't know how long it took. It took a while. Anyway, this pole sticking up is a ground plane. I'm going to just touch it on continuity on the motherboard's ground here. That's good. Shove enough solder in there to fill the top side of the cap. Also put a Nichicon. Oh, let me flip her over before I clean her. There we go. You can see the Nichicon. Where's my poker? You can see the Nichicon writing right here, and it's a smaller cap. There you go. 3522 Nichi, and you can clearly see the filter up through. One is fixed. One. That one was clear. That one wasn't busted, so we'll count that as free. This thing is now fixed. I'm going to alcohol it. Now you can clearly see with the alcohol on there how I had to cut the line right out of that ground on both sides so it wouldn't interfere. Luckily here we got lucky with the line being intact. I can get over 50% of a 3000 board under one microscope plane than before. Would never come out far enough. It wasn't big enough or deep enough. This new JOYALENSE is incredible. I'll put a link in the description below, my Amazon link. I'm not affiliated. I don't get any money, so that's okay. It's not what it's about. I just share what I use. So this is the 3000's motherboard pins for power. Let me get you in on here over this thing. And all these are grounds in the middle. Whoops. Grounds in the middle, and you have like a user, 5 volt, 12 volt, blah, 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 tick line, your mom. But they can get cold solder joints and crack. These look okay upon further inspection. I was worried I kept seeing little flakes, but it's just dirt. Just dirt and some schmutz here and there. Somebody's actually touched this one right here. Oh, no, look at that. There we got a solder ball right there. It needs to be cleaned. She's had lots of damage. And our next candidate is right here. Right here. Didn't break the line, luckily. Lots of solder debris. That is so close it's not funny. This might be because this is bled into this. And you can see here on reverse video that this line may, ground plane may be interfering with the, because it went underneath. See this right here? It went underneath of the trace entirely, burnt this whole area. So this line might be what I call contaminated. The negative reverse video really shows you. That cap is this one, C171. It did go through, that's fine. That's positive, this is the negative. So it goes to the power switch. And the power line, the user. Shit. This is C169. It is a 12 volt positive line for your main bus. It's been obliterated. See how this got contaminated? And this line got melted into this. We just grounded out a line if this was fired up, if this was attempted to be turned on, which it probably was, it probably nuked whatever is attached to this bus by injecting 12 volts into this line. This line is Agnes, Gary, DMAC, ROM pin 1, Ramsey, CPU socket.
It's the gift that keeps on giving the whole year.
Hopefully it wasn't turned on too long. Said a blink yellow screen, but that means customs are blown. Oh God, which one was it? Please don't be that DMAC 04. She is too rare of a girl to F with. And I'm going to try and blob bond these together by looking at the microscope just as you are. Look at that. Pow! And if you're wondering how tiny this tool is, here's my finger for comparison. There you go. That's how tiny it is. Let's reverse video it, make sure we're clear. Looks clear. We got it. That only goes half the way. Why does it only go half of the way, Chris, you say? Fourth pin right here on Agnes. Watching. So fourth pin comes down. I'm driving with one hand here. Goes over, goes down to our traffic jam. Thinking that's great, looking good, looking good. And then it comes around, the closest pin here, comes around and hits this traffic jam. Number one, this ground plane is peeled up and there's a hair in it. It goes right here. And it goes to this line, which goes to everybody else. So I'm thinking, even if that got energized with power, it wouldn't matter because it was broken on both sides, and that saved you from blowing up your chips. The problem is, it's a long run. So we're finding remnants of a war fought a while back. I'm taking photos of my work along the way. And I'm just leaving the camera record. Alright, third pin up. Third pin up's going to get a fat ball of solder. Big old fat ball. Cocaina. Fiberglass down to the nuts. Alright, that's one side. Ouch. 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 That's one side. Woo! Oh. Auf der Heiben blut ein kleines Blümelein und es heißt Amiga. That's that one. Now I have to test that original line all the way through. 1289 ohms, 2000 ohms. I don't think it's making enough contact. It's not making enough contact. There, one wire. Alright, got it. Holy Christmas. That's two. Got my hot glue gun. That'll prevent that wire from pulling out. Hot glue gun. Got spider webs everywhere. So that way, at the top, in the middle, and at the bottom. Did I fix this? Oh my God. Alright. Looks great. Even my blob got that corner there by accident, on purpose. That's great. Next is you. You, sir, it's not broken, it's just ugly. But you can see it didn't contaminate any lines. A little bit here, but it's surface. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. What the hell happened to this board? That CPU is bridged. There we go. CPU is bridged. Good thing I saw that. Something touched that. Something bumped that. I gotta check this line.
2 hours later.
Wires fixed. I'm working on this now, this unfilled girl. We're just gonna top up here. Filled. 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 This will do your friend too. Let's keep going. So that looks like just flux. I'm pretty sure it is. That's amber. That is underneath amber. We'll give it a scrub with Mona's toothbrush. And hopefully the burns will come out. Pretty sure they are. If so, it's that little ring. Because this is supposed to go around this thing, and it does not. And carefully push this line out of the way. I can bend this back over, melt it in place. Now I gotta check this line. C167. Yay! That line is hanging on by a damn thread. That's my leg. I'm hot gluing this bitch down. Every time I think I'm done, I find another one. So I just gotta keep looking. Everywhere there's a cap, I gotta take it apart and fix it. Yeah, there's one Agnes line I don't feel comfortable with. It's the Gary to Agnes line that got obliterated in 2 spots, like here and here and here. I don't feel too comfortable with it. Hey, on a plus side, I got a clean workbench. Let me fix it, and I'll show you when it's beeping. I forgot to fill up all the caps with solder. So we're going to hook up, we're going to scoot this to the edge so I don't break this light. We're going to hook up my Simon Gosk power supply. Ouch! This is an Amiga 3000 native power supply, but I need to move my thing to VSync because I pulled my stupid wire off for a tick. Because I pull on this cable, and yeah, don't ask. We're going to use RGB video. Hell yeah, brother.
You son of a bitch.
Oh my god, I think I earned myself a tape drive. But are we done? No, we are not. It's 9:30, but I'm texting the owner because I think he'll be glad. I said after 4 hours of work, boom, it lives again. He should be happy with it. So, the ticker now says 3, 2, 1 Amigas have been saved. But let me get a GoTech. Let's do the old testaroonie, because you got to make sure she's working. Audio's fine. Important part, CIAs. 60 hertz. All good, all tests passed. Keyboard I don't have. Audio we just tested. Video, RGB gradient. Beautiful. We are in amber. No, we're not. We're in RGB. Haven't even checked amber yet. Alternating. Okay. RTC is detected. Set date and time. It's now 2016. Sounds good. Doesn't have a battery in it. Can't ship with a battery in the USSA. Serial CIA chipset memory. 8 megs, 2 megs of fast. Let's test the region. Let's test chip RAM first so we can see if we have any boogers in the lower. I'm sure it's fine because this worked before the recap. Just had some blowed out lines there. 2.1, great. test the memory range. Luckily, if you said you plugged this in and it yellow screened on you, thankfully that line was broken. Otherwise, it was going right to that Super DMAC 04, and that girl, that's too important to lose at this point. Alright. Whoa, and that's a super thunderstorm. So I'm going to do the right thing and turn this off. We have saved another one. 321 Amigas have been saved with your help. If you'd like to help me to continue to do this, please consider supporting me on Patreon. It's only $1 a month, and it's greatly appreciated. So far, we've saved 321 Amigas, and we intend to keep going. So that's all I got for this one. By the time this video comes out, Mr. Kevin will have his Amiga back and be enjoying it immensely. Thanks for watching, and as always, I hope you learned something.
Hi, Chris, keep the Amiga dream alive. Please consider joining the Patreon.
Yo, it's Big Snoop D.O. Double Gears. When people ask me, do I really know Dr. Chris? To which I say, hell yeah, I know him.
Thanks for checking this out. And as Dr. Chris says, thanks for watching, and we hope you learned something.
Wow, that was great. Please consider helping Dr. Chris.
Dr. Chris, he's the best there ever was. I can tell you that personally, besides me, of course.
What do you know from funny, you bastard?